Hello everyone, hope you guys are having a great day. It is April 11th, and I am back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about this week's severe weather. We have a new potential upcoming severe weather event I am going to be uh, looking at today. Uh, it looks like we could maybe see as a little bit of a significant event mid to late this week. Now I'm not thinking we're going to get a high risk or anything, but it looks like this week is beginning to get more interesting. Kind of mid to late week. So let's get started with the video. So this is our day one convective outlook. This came out around or a couple hours ago. We have a slight risk for southern Florida. This is going to get updated in about 45 minutes, or when I post this, probably about it will probably be out by the time this gets posted. But you can see we did have a slight risk in southern Florida, and a marginal risk. We had a secondary marginal risk along the same front for areas of southern PA down into southeastern Virginia right there. So that's kind of what we have today. 2% tornado risk in South Florida, 15% wind, and a 5% hail threat. Hail is kind of it's not a big threat today, but we do have some hail. Some storms are producing hail, and there's one currently producing hail, not in Florida. Let's actually go over to radar right now. So this is what we have. So this is the Tampa radar. We have some storms coming ashore, going towards, or moving east, about to go towards areas like Northport and Cape Coral. Damaging wind throughout those. Now, we did have some hail reports by Orlando. We look at the reports real quick for today. And this is our report map. We've had 51 reports. We have had 3 large hail reports. That's pretty rare for Florida. 2-inch diameter hail is rare for Florida. We don't normally see that a lot in Florida. Some of these reports, 2-inch hail in Seminole County, Florida. That's in Oviedo. That is right to the northeast of Orlando. Seminole County, Florida, once again, 2-inch hail. And then in Hardee County, this is to the southwest. Radar estimated hail, I'm guessing. Or maybe some kind of spotter thing. That's kind of to the southeast of Tampa. So that's what we had today for reports. 51 reports. We look at what we have right now. Not a big hail threat across South Florida. Switch to the Miami radar. Yeah, not a big hail threat, just damaging wind down there. This is something to watch, though. We have a storm with hail, likely. Or, yeah, the storm does have hail. And it's in the Gulf right now. It's moving east. It's going to go, eventually it will make it to the north side of Tampa, kind of in that area. And special marine warning out for this. Hail and wind. So pretty much, yeah, wind of around 40 miles per hour or greater expected, and hail of around half an inch or greater. So that's that. That's going to be the next storm to watch today. But yeah, and then so that's kind of what we've had going on today. A pretty significant day for severe weather in Florida. And we go to convective outlooks. You can see tomorrow, which is Monday, we do have a marginal risk where I expected it to be in southern Texas. Could have some hailers in that area. Not a tornado threat, really wind and hail are the main threats. And then day 3, large general thunderstorm risk, which is this Tuesday. That's when I think it's going to really start to get interesting, maybe even from the southern plains into the south. So let's get started. So this is the NAM model. This is the 500 millibar winds. This is a good indicator for some kind of severe weather outbreak setup. Monday, you're not going to get a severe weather outbreak out of this pattern, most likely. Just not a great setup, and we don't have the ingredients for it at all. Now this could be our next maker. This is Wednesday. We can see we have a little wave moving across the south here. That is going to be our next severe weather area to watch. This is going to occur Wednesday afternoon, or Wednesday, maybe Thursday. We can see this is Wednesday afternoon. You have not a great pattern for like a tornado outbreak, but maybe we could see something. Now we're going to take some soundings. Let's actually zoom in on that area in a second. Real quick, let's zoom in on the southeast U.S. And as we get more high resolution models, that'll help us understand it a little bit better. This is the NAM simulated reflectivity. It indicates maybe some kind of line of supercells. 15Z. Let's take a sounding in central Mississippi. Kind of impressive, though. The thing about this is we have great shear of most of these soundings. Not a lot of instability. And it is capped. That's going to really limit the tornado threat. But this shear, though, that shear is great. And that Hodo is looking really good. Just that shape. Take a sounding in Alabama, 15Z. Not as great. And we do have... that's not really a great sounding for tornadoes. I do think the risk might be better later in the day. This is 18Z. Take a sounding right by Birmingham. That Hodo is looking impressive, though. The thing that could really make us have a tornado risk is the shear. The shear of this is going to be just great. I mean, look at this. 2,000 Cape. This is a PDS Tor sounding, which let's not really pay attention to that, though. But this Hodo just looks great. Very enlarged, curves right to the right, or curves really nicely. Critical angle is 65. It's a very nice looking Hodo. And shear is just great. Now, we're not going to really have a giant hail threat with this. We could see some smaller hail. Damaging wind, of course. The tornado threat, though, is really worrying me. This is not a great setup. This is what I was talking about in yesterday's video with the 500 millibar winds. You can't just look at those. You have to look at other things, too, because some events like this one can just kind of slip underneath that, and you don't really see it. You don't really notice it. Because I mean, just by looking at 500 millibar winds, it doesn't look like a severe weather outbreak or a tornado outbreak, but this looks a little bit worrying for tornado potential on Wednesday. Take a sounding here. Still really great. Just great shear. We go later in the afternoon. We can see the line moving through Georgia, Alabama, and the Mississippi. We can take a sounding in Alabama. Yeah, not bad for tornadoes. Especially the shear. We can take a sounding right here. This is going to be contaminated. But, oh, wow. That is a really great looking Hodo. That's just crazy. Take a sounding even in southwestern Georgia. Let's take one right to the north of Albany. I could see maybe an isolated tornado threat in that area. I think the severe weather risk will go down once it gets into Georgia in that area. I'd say on Wednesday we could see some kind of maybe significant, or not significant, but I think we're going to see a severe weather event in that area. And I think it's going to be bigger than that. I'd say right now that's looking like really the best area, in my opinion. Now as we get into tomorrow, when we get the NAM 3, we get the HRRR to cover this event. We'll get an area narrowed, or an area will get narrowed down. Maybe a little bit smaller, but it does look like we could see an event on Wednesday in the south. This event really is worrying, though. We have plenty of shear for tornadoes. The only problem is the NAM kind of looks linear with this line here, but these soundings would support supercells. Shear is just great with these, so I'm thinking that Wednesday could be a potentially significant day in the south. We'll have to see, or really the southeast. We will have to see, though. It's not really uncertain, but it's kind of uncertain. We go to the GFS here. The GFS indicates, once again, yeah, storms Wednesday. Maybe further to the north. Let's see northern Alabama here. It indicates some convection up there. Yeah, that's not going to do a whole lot. Take a sounding in northern Georgia in front of that. Yeah, that's not going to have much of a tornado risk, mainly just damaging wind. If the GFS happens now. The NAM is a better model for severe weather than the GFS. But the GFS is definitely something we need to look at. Take a sounding in the Florida Panhandle. Not going to do much. So the GFS doesn't have a really significant event. Yeah, the GFS really doesn't have a significant event. The NAM does, though, so that's something to watch. The NAM is really going crazy for Wednesday. We'll have to see. We're going to see in tomorrow's video if the NAM is holding on to that for Wednesday, and if the GFS is switched over to thinking that Wednesday could be a potentially a significant day. So right now, Wednesday is very uncertain on what kind of severe weather we could see. Yeah, now, real quick before we end the video, let's talk about Monday. I know we're kind of like switching. I know we're just looking at Wednesday, but let's look at Monday, because we do have that hail threat in Texas, which Monday's tomorrow. We're going to look at let's use the NAM 3 here. So we can see NAM 3 indicates storms going off, maybe large hail. Let's take some soundings with these. This is 21Z. Take a sounding right in front of this cell. Yeah, not great for tornadoes. You're not gonna. That's gonna be terrible for tornadoes. But large hail, we could have some hailers in Texas. I'm thinking it could have extreme instability and very good lapse rates. I'm thinking hail could be a potentially big day. I think we could get a slight risk for hail, maybe this area here. I'm thinking that that's definitely possible. Take a sounding further to the south. Once again, we have extreme, or not extreme, but we have plenty of instability. A little bit of a cap, which could be something to make storms more isolated. And not great shear. You're not going to really get a tornado out of that. But definitely something to watch for large hail. I definitely see us having the chance of going slight for large hail. That's definitely a possibility. But yeah, that wraps up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow, but yes, goodbye.